Hey guys, I'm back, and today I have part 3 of the custom Lego Batman Villains minifigures. So I posted part 2, I think, about a week ago, and the first thing I want to say before I start this video is thank you for 12,000 subscribers. I just hit it last night, because I was at 11,997, I think, when I went to sleep, and then I woke up today, and I was at 12,004, so thank you guys for that. Hopefully that continues to go up. For the past month or two, I've been trying to make my channel a little more professional than it used to be. Actually, I have the background kind of now, and I'm eventually I'll do another fun video with my friends in it. But for now, what I can get going through these Batman villains. Eventually, my next video will be I do want to do a video about the supplies I use. People always ask me, what do I use to sculpt? What do I use to paint? What kind of paints do I use? And eventually I will make a video about that. But for today, the video I have is the Batman villains. So I have 4 more to show you in this part, and the 4 I'm going to go through are Black Mask, Scarface and the Ventriloquist, Professor Pig, and the Scarecrow. So I will start with Black Mask, who is arguably the simplest one of the group. So if you remember back in the days when I made my Arkham Origins minifigures for a long time ago, maybe 2 or 3 years at this point, I made a Black Mask, and it was pretty good for that time, but it was really outdated at this point, so I decided to make a new one. Now this new Black Mask features a sculpted head, which the mask itself is sculpted out of green stuff onto a black head. If I could get that to focus, I don't think it wants to. There it goes. So this head was sculpted out of green stuff. You can see the eye sockets, and it was sculpted onto a black head. It was actually a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like, Foot Clan member head. That's why there's eyes on there. They were printed on there. And then I sculpted little indentions for the teeth, and I sculpted the little nose indentions and the eye sockets. And it's not a very complicated sculpt, but it's what I wanted it to be. Now, as for the rest of the figure, all of this is just a paint job. So this was an entirely white body figure and legs and arms. And what I did was I painted all these black lines for the suit, and then all the other pinstripes are in a dark gray color. And pinstripes are not fun to do. I hate doing them. I've done them so many times. But I gotta do it for Black Mask. He's one of the first figures I did pinstripes on ever, so I had to do it again and do it justice. And Black Mask is my second favorite Batman villain, so I know I couldn't half-ass this figure. I had to do it well. So this is the figure, and I really like how it came out. But yeah, besides that, he's just a paint job, and he's pretty much based off his Arkham Origins look. So the next figure I will do is Scarface and the Ventriloquist. And I have to give some credit, and there will be credit for the next figure as well, from the same person. My buddy James, or TheLostMinifig, he is called. He used to be Batman Beyond 117. If you don't know, he's the same guy that sculpted my Five Nights at Freddy's heads that I showed a while back on my channel. So I asked him to make me this puppet. Well, basically, he sculpted this hat, which is removable, but I'm not going to take it off because this puppet's very fragile right now. I don't want to mess with him if I don't have to. So he sculpted the hat and then the 2 arms on the puppet. And the puppet is made from a micro figure, and I don't have a plain micro figure, but I can show you that a micro figure is similar to, it's like one of these figures, that same figure that I made my Judy Hopps out of. And this is the same kind of figure that the puppet here was made out of. So the ventriloquist here, I'm not going to spend time on him because he's just a painted figure. It was a white torso, painted the body on there, all the black of the suit. The head is from Ghostbusters, and it's a modified head. It just added some eyebrows. The hair was actually made by my buddy Billy, he sent me this hairpiece a while ago, so I decided to use it on this. It's just a werewolf hair with the ears sanded off and painted gray. And then the puppet was painted by me, but you can see James sculpted the arms, and he's attached via a minifigure peg on his hand. Sorry about that. But, yeah, so pretty much all it is a paint job on top of on a micro figure. But my buddy James did sculpt these arms, and he made the arms where he could hold a gun. The only thing is the hand is not wide enough, really, to hold a gun. So I pretty much just have him displayed like this, where he doesn't have a gun. Now, The next figure, also same credit to the Lost Minifigure. By the way, I'll put a link to his YouTube, Flickr in the description, because he actually is going to start using his YouTube more. So this is Professor Pig, who is another one of my favorite Batman villains. And if you actually give me 1 second. Maybe that'll help with the lighting. There we go. Alright, I closed my blinds because they were a little too bright. But here's Professor Pig. Now this mask was also sculpted by my buddy James. And it was sculpted onto a hairpiece. One of these slicked back hairpieces. And he sculpted the mask onto it. And he, and then basically after he did that, he sent it to me. And this was sculpted out of Procreate. I use green stuff, he uses Procreate. But they're very similar. And I then painted the eyes in there. And I painted the whole mask a very bland pinkish color, excuse me. And since the head cannot come out, it is not going to come out. It's wedged in there, so the head's never going to come out of this helmet. But I like the face. I think it's from a Harry Potter set. Now the apron is pretty much like an actual apron. I made it out of electrical tape, construction paper, and Scotch tape. And it's pretty much like an apron, and he has a torso painted on underneath, which is just like a button-down shirt. You can see his bow tie right here. I'm not gonna take the apron off because it's a pain. I will also put a link in the description to a photo of this guy on my Flickr account where you can see his torso underneath. I'm not gonna take the apron off because it is a real pain to take off. But the apron is painted to look like it's covered in blood. His arms were flesh arms. I made him sleeves out of electrical tape. And then the tops of his gloves here are actually the little loops that are on the top of minifigure heads. Like, if I pull a black mask, the little stud on top, it's actually 2 yellow head pieces of that cut off and then wrapped around the wrist. And that's about it for Professor Pig, really. I mean, besides, he has an apron, and the apron is made like an actual apron. But besides that, that's pretty much it for him. So the last figure I have to show in this part is Scarecrow. Now you may actually recognize this Scarecrow because most of it is from my old Arkham Knight Scarecrow, but I have modified it since then. So his hat is now one of the collectible minifigure witch hats. I cut the point off of it and made it kind of like this. Then I painted the hair dark tan and then dry brushed it with brown. His face is the same face from my Arkham Knight Scarecrow, except I changed his eyes to be orange and have like a triangular shape because I thought it looked cooler. And that's actually recommended by my friend Taylor, TCMaz1, to do the orange eyes. Then his torso is relatively the same except for a new paint job, and I added these orange tubes here, here, and here because I thought it looked better. And then I also added this little box, this little gunmetal box you can see in there to just look like some kind of mechanical doodad. And then I've also repainted his legs, just cleaned them up a little bit. His trench coat is, I believe, is from Cape Madness, and it's painted dark brown and all. And then his gauntlet is a Brick Warriors piece that is a hidden blade, and I cut off the blade. And then I believe this is also this might be a Brick Forge piece. I'm not sure. I was given this in a trade. But yeah, Scarecrow's pretty simple, but this is he also looks very cool. He's very inspired off his look from Batman: The New Adventures. So now if I bring in all the other figures. So yeah, that's it for this part. These are the 4 that I did. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. There's going to be 2 more parts to this. This is part 3. So the next part will be Ra's al Ghul, Mr. Freeze, Hugo Strange, and Hush. And then the final part will be Clayface, Killer Croc, Bane, and Man-Bat. And I might have to film that final part in a different spot because most of those figures are huge and I don't think I can fit them here. So, but that's about it for this part. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, thank you for 12,000 subscribers. Hopefully that will keep going up. Please tell me which of these figures is your favorite down in the comments. And again, eventually I will do a video on what kind of paints and supplies I use for customs. And also, I will be, since this is coming up soon, I should mention this, Brick Fair Virginia 2016 is coming up, and I plan to attend. I've already registered. I will be bringing figures, If you look on my Flickr page, I have a picture of all the figures that I plan to bring that I've made since last Brick Fair, because I don't plan to bring any figures that I brought last year. I want to bring all new stuff that I've made this year, and that includes all of these Batman figures that I'm showing you right now, plus a lot more. But yeah, again, I'm saying this again, so I'm going to wrap this video up because now I'm just rambling. Thanks again. Thanks for 12,000 subscribers. Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.